Hey guys, I wanted to just randomly record. I haven't recorded in a while, but I knew that there's a bunch of videos coming out, and a lot of you have been asking how my health has been doing. I know this video is gonna come out later in the year, so fingers crossed everything goes well. But with regards to like my iron, so far so good. We haven't had any issues. They did some blood tests in, say, January or December, and they said that my iron was normal, everything was normal. So we've just been adjusting it to our diet a bit more. So we've been adding more red meat into the diet, but not too much. Not so much so that it's a bad thing. We're not doing that. Shout out to my teddy bear over there. um, but yeah, we have been doing dietary checks, like making sure we eat the right things. I have been drinking more coffee, which has been helping with my gut lining somehow, because that's why I say don't Google anything, because Google says on one hand that coffee is bad for you, you shouldn't have coffee at all, and then there's another side that says, oh, but you can have it and it's good for you. Ultimately, I've learned that it's good for me as long as I have it with Nolac, which is a brand of lactose-free milk. If I have it with that, it doesn't cause any spasms or problems or cramps or anything of the sort. And I know that people assume that I'm lactose intolerant. I'm not. I will eat 2 pizzas straight up, like, and then I will feel very sick because I just ate 2 pizzas. But I don't know. We have no idea what it could be, if I'm being honest, because certain cheeses are fine and other cheeses really make me sick, and we haven't narrowed down what cheeses. Let's just say I'm not eager to test that theory out anytime soon. I don't want to test out what could potentially hurt me because I don't want to be in pain. I really don't want to. So my iron has been normal so far. Nothing has happened. If something happened by the time this video comes out, I will probably just have a random video pop up and you'll see this happened or that happened. And with regards to my toenails, they are growing back. My 2 big toenails were removed in January, surgically removed, and it was hell. Like, I could barely walk. It was flippin' annoying. I say it like that. I'm a person that likes to have the ability to do things. So if you take away my ability to do something, I get mad. So it's not that I walk around the house a lot, but because I wasn't able to walk around if I wanted to, that pissed me off. Because I was in too much pain to walk. I mean, I was on 6 painkillers a day. And 6 antibiotics a day as well. So my body went through a lot. It went through a lot with all of that medication. I mean, not only was I on the 6 antibiotics and the 6 pain meds, I was on antacids to help my gut lining. I was on antispasmodics. I was on anti-nausea medication. Like, I was on the whole pharmacy, because I already take 2 tablets for my stomach lining anyway. So that is yet to be discovered, which is why my misdiagnosed book 2 is still going on, because I'm still misdiagnosed. They have no idea why the acid levels in my stomach goes so high. They have no idea why it can eat through my gut lining for no reason if every single test they've done is clean. And for those of you who don't know, or are new to my channel, I've had stomach spasms and abdominal issues, feels like my entire life, for 7 years now. 7 or 8 years, 7 years now, I think. And it has sent me to hospital more times than I can count. It never made any sense, but it still doesn't make any sense, because they've done colonoscopies, gastroscopies, they've done abdominal scans, abdominal CT scans, abdominal MRIs, abdominal ultrasounds. They've done everything, capsule endoscopies. They have done it all, abdominal x-rays, all of it. And every time they do it, they say everything's clean, everything's clean, everything's clean. So it's very frustrating to have something that can really knock a person down and make you question life, even because of the amount of pain that you're in. And I don't mean it's like, oh, it's just a little bit of pain. Like, no, like pain. I'm talking, my body starts to ache and my stomach starts to cramp, and it bloats so big that I look 9 months pregnant, and it gets solid. And then my back starts aching and my legs start paining, and then my heart is like paining out of my chest. My lungs feel like I have no air, so I struggle to breathe. My temperature goes up and down constantly, so I'll get very, very, very hot even though I'm freezing. So I'll get very, very hot to the point where I'm sweating, and because I'm sweating, it latches onto any breeze in the vicinity, and then that breeze will just make me ice cold and shivering. So I'm sweating and shivering at the same time with all the pain and not being able to breathe, and all of that happens, and then I get an anxiety attack on top of it. Then my anxiety attacks make it hard for me to breathe, obviously. So my anxiety attacks and panic attacks tend to look like seizures, which is why I'm on medication now, but we'll get to that a bit later in the video. I have anxiety attacks that look like seizures. So while all this craziness is already happening, then my anxiety will spike up, the adrenaline will spike up, and stress hormone will go choop through the roof, and my body goes into panic. So I will start shaking without any way of stopping it. I will just completely start shaking, and that shaking makes my body panic more, and the more it panics, the more I struggle to breathe, and all I can do is try to calm myself down. But as I'm trying to calm myself down, because of the disorder I have, my brain is trying to convince me that it's not going to stop. So it's a constant battle of, it's going to stop, it's not going to stop, it's going to stop, it's not going to stop. And then either you get lucky and pass out for the pain to stop, or you throw up like 5 or 6 times from the pain, and eventually have to get intravenous medication to stop it, because if you take any tablets, I've learned this the hard way, if you take any tablets, then it will come up. Doesn't work. And throwing up tablets is throwing up chemicals, and it's not pretty. So I want to just say that the iron is doing good so far. Toenails are growing back. They're growing back. Studies are going well. It's hectic, but we move. But I'm always the overachiever, trying to get everything done as soon as possible. So that's just me. And we saw a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist gave me a diagnosis. So I do have anxiety, but obviously he couldn't give a full diagnosis. I mean, it was one session. So yeah, he noticed the anxiety, and he noticed the PTSD. He noticed the borderline personality disorder, but he said there's an underlying bipolar disorder. So I think that was just because I have rage issues. That's just why. But the reason why I have rage issues is because of my trauma. Because I am subconsciously so mad that it was stuff that even happened in the first place, and wish that I could have stopped it. So because I'm so aware of all the things that happened, it just makes me mad, because it's like, it's not right what the people did. It's not fair, it's not okay, it shouldn't have been okay, it shouldn't have been allowed, and it should have been stopped. So that's just what makes me mad. But I was put on medication, and the medication is helping. It balances the levels in the brain so that the body can stay calm, because otherwise it's in panic mode all the time. Like, I'll panic about having to go into the kitchen because what about this, what about that, what about this. I'll panic about putting something in the microwave, what about this, what about that. But it's freaking irritating. So at least the medication's helping. At least, sometimes it doesn't. I was put on medication before this, and it did not help at all. So yeah, but I just wanted to give you guys an update, say that everything is good. And yeah, university's going good, and that's that. Bye guys.